All right, you all come in. Come in, come in, come in. Do I want to play? Oh, this is my phone notification. Real quick, let's talk about this, right? Big XRP updates coming for XRP. Some of you all asked me to watch the Bitboy crypto video live stream or upload on his decisions to start investing and buying some XRP. I thought it was perfectly explained. He gave a great explanation, and I have to give him his, props or kudos because a lot of the big gurus will not come out and even say that, hey, maybe I was, wrong on this one, right? So let me pull up Bitboy. Some of you all may be like me and have not had an opportunity to watch this video clip as well. And you gotta say kudos, right? Because there are, believe it or not, there are, hey Gwen, again, yes, we're doing this again. We're doing this again, Queen Gwen. So make sure you all come in and hit the thumbs up button for me. But there are a lot of YouTubers, right? YouTubers is the university, I think, the place for financial advancement, spiritual, mental, physical, intellectual. YouTube is that platform. But YouTube is very competitive, right? And it's very congested at times. If you're not zoned in and focus in and subscribe to your favorite YouTuber, right? And so, like this one YouTuber, I'm not, just trying to call any names, or I think everybody has the same agenda or focus in this crypto world, which is to help you all collectively or collaboratively become richer in a recession. Gwen, oh my God, you just overwhelming me today with your super chats. I don't even know how to appreciate you, but I promise you, I'm going to do something that's going to drastically blow your mind to just show you I appreciate you. And but I pray that the God of the universe, he can do it in his infinite power and wisdom, do it better than I will, right? And so that is my prayer and proclamation on you today. As always, thank you all, even Deborah, for being a Patreon member. To my future Patreon members, thank you as well. And Gwen, as always, thanks for being the pioneer, the supporter that you is. You're definitely going to walk in prosperity, right? Nothing missing, nothing broken, no lack from your life. Holistic prosperity. I pray and see over you. Thank you again for always being the pioneer and the forerunner on my channel. I really appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And so T. Thompson says she agreed, right? She agrees as well. I think it may not be a she. He or she agrees. Just says T. Thompson, Infinite River Coaching. And so you listen to some YouTubers. Dave Ramsey, I think, was the forerunner, and he just fired. Um, you all help me out. What's the black man name? Um, was it Chris? I don't know. Because I listen to Dave sparingly. Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you, Queen, for the $10 super chat as well. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. She is correct. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Chris Hogan, here we go. Thank you so much, you all, and the super chats and my Patreon members and T. Thompson, everybody that's liking, hit the thumbs up, sharing. A little over 21,500 subscribers. And so when you all like and share this video, you empower to reach at least 20 more people to watch it. So do those activities or do nows as well. And so Chris Hogan, he fired him, right? Who I think was the face to try to further educate, I guess, the minority and black and brown community on Dave Ramsey philosophies. But one of the things, people, believe it or not, I am never for a recession or reset, but it's something that happens, right, on average every 10 to 12 years. This is nothing new under the sun, as the Bible says in Ecclesiastes. But some people are so busy, occupied with distractions of life and things that they don't recognize this and they don't prepare. Well, thank God 2008 opened my eyes, right? And I'm now prepared, and I'm now planned, and I'm now making moves to get richer and get rich in this recession. And my motives or my desire to get rich is because, as my millionaire mentor says, your birth certificate, right? I'm going to have him. We have to do a dual live stream together, right? Your birth certificate, your DNA, right? Is broke is not in your birth certificate. It is not in your DNA, right? You are God's. I am a God, a goddess, according to John chapter 10 in the Bible. And our DNA, our birth certificate is not to be broke, right? As I always say, how can you say that you serve the God of this universe who produces commodities, land, cattle on 1,000 hills, right? Gold and silver, yet you have none of it, right? So let's get into XRP. I don't want to get into preaching, teaching today. I did that on my previous live stream. And let's look at Bitboy. I applaud him, right? Because you have a lot of YouTubers, and back to Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan, who told people last year not to invest in cryptocurrencies, and they have larger subscribers than I do, a bigger following. Videos get thousands of views. This one particular person I saw that was posted on YouTube, um, whatever happened to Common Sense, I think is his YouTube name, asked a question. Which is the most, I think, radical people? Is it the XRP army? Is it the people that believe in Dogecoin? Or is it the Ethereum enthusiasts and those that's bullish for Bitcoin? Well, you can automatically eliminate being bullish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin since December of 2020 has since doubled, right? So that theory should be thrown out. And a lot of people chose XRP, right? Look at Gwen. Gwen, you're always the forerunner. It's always Gwen. She's always the leader. Thank you, Queen T. Thompson, Infinite River Coaching, for the $15 super chat. Thank you so much. And so this is what happened, right? The XCC, a lot of the gurus, right? Similar to like 1933, right? The Great Depression, and many are predicting that this is going to be the greatest depression in which people gave up their silver and gold. However, the difference in this is it was government mandated, right? The government put in a law or practice that you either had to give up the silver and gold, or you will be fined 10 years in prison or $10,000, right? And so people wanted neither one, and I don't blame them, right? Well, in a sense, government gave you the impression to do the same thing, because I always refer to XRP it definitely will be, I think, the digital asset and storage. So let's listen to Bitboy Crypto. And my question to a lot of you all is, are you still listening to these people who told you not to get into cryptocurrency? Because I'm telling you, this is the new economy. It's not going anywhere, right? Will regulation come hard? I believe that XRP is that standard coin, the chosen one, to make sure everything will be regulated. I'll let Bitboy Crypto explain it, because he explained it beautifully, right? And I have to give Bitboy Crypto credit. He also predicted Ethereum on Valentine's Day would be $2,500, and he was man enough to come back on his live stream and revoke that and say, "Hey, I missed the mark on that one as well." But you have a lot of YouTubers who will not come back and tell their followers, which I think is a dishonor, that I was wrong about this, and let me revamp my message. I'm really going to be curious to see in 2022 how Dave Ramsey's financial education message is going to be forced to change. And should we expect apology from him? Right? Because I've always told people that credit is debt and that cash is debt. But it's best to use credit to invest in assets because you can pay back with the value dollars versus your cash, right? As Dick Gregory would say, show me a man or woman that is working two jobs and I will show you someone who has no money. You cannot convince me that working two jobs will ever put anyone out of poverty. It will not. For several different reasons that I won't even get into, or even working the graveyard shift, right? Because you're supposed to be asleep. Let me share this spiritual secret with you to be a millionaire or billionaire. Between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., you are supposed to be sleeping so you can get a divine visitation, in a sense, from the God of this universe. See, after midnight, and I learned this from Dick Gregory, the sun sets, right? And after midnight, or when the sun sets, right? 90 minutes after the sunset, your body automatically starts producing melatonin, right? And in that production of melatonin at its highest level, that's when the mind and the pineal gland, right? Your third eye, the pineal gland, begins to be at its most creative state. Meaning that from 11 to 4 a.m. is when that mental mindset, and it only happens in these hours, right, is at its highest peak. So if you're working two jobs and you're getting sleep deprivation, or you're working the midnight shift, you are depriving yourself from something that the universe, the God of the Most High God, has put in place to give you a direct download where you can wake up the next morning and have a millionaire idea. But because you're not resting and you didn't know about that, then you're not receiving that. Right? 90 minutes after sunset, or between the hours of at least 11 and 2 a.m., you should be sleeping. It's designed that way, right? And so if you're working the graveyard shift, you're working two jobs, you're not getting that rest. You're not getting that rest. And before you go to sleep, why don't you ask the God of the universe, I'm expecting a millionaire idea. Or to give you the faith to act on the information that a millionaire is provided to you. Some of you just need an increase of faith. You watch me, you get all the knowledge, you believe, but you don't have the faith. Faith is action, right? Right? Faith is action. Knowledge without power is powerless. Right? Knowledge is only power when it's applied. Right? So there's some $1 million game right there. As Jay-Z would say, I'm trying to give you some $1 million game for $9.99. So let's listen to Bitboy Crypto. I love this, you all. I really did. And again, my question to you is, why are you still listening to YouTubers who told you not to invest in crypto? Including Dave Ramsey or anybody else that you may listen to. I will not trust them to tell me anything because they're not futuristic when it comes to the economy. They are not futuristic when it comes to the economy, people. We're shifting to a new economy. Old methods and old strategies will not work. And you have too much at risk, right? As far as your livelihood, as far as moving forward, as far as being able to survive and thrive in this recession, you and your family have too much at risk to follow someone who cannot see the future, who cannot see the financial future of the United States of America. You cannot continue to follow people who believe that cash is still king. It is not king. Crypto is king. Cash is not king anymore. Cryptocurrency is. You don't believe it? Look at the interest rates that you can get from converting your cash and putting it into cryptocurrency. All right, so let's watch this.
Bitboy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on the channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money and you like crypto, go ahead and make sure to hit that subscribe button. You might also win a full Bitcoin. Details down below. Also, guys, if you're in the XRP army, or if you are just in the crypto community, go ahead and smash that like button, because what I got to talk to you about today is absolutely huge. And some people may say bigger than my hair, which is hard to do. Look at that. All right, guys, listen. Here's the thing. We got Bitcoin kind of pumping right now, kind of exciting stuff. I talk to you guys about Bitcoin and trading every day. I think what's going on right now with XRP is extremely interesting. And I'm announcing today that I'm officially joining the XRP army, or at least maybe I'm not going that far, okay? But I'm at least going to start adding XRP back to my portfolio. And here is one. If we look back at what happened with Wall Street bets and Dogecoin, it was a financial protest. What we're seeing right now with XRP, in all reality, is a protest of the SEC. And it is a protest of the status quo, a protest of the way things have always been. If you guys watch our channel every single day, you guys know that TJ hates XRP. I'm not quite as bearish on it as he is. But the fact is, I think as a crypto community, we can all look and join forces together and see the reverberating effects that this is going to have, this case between the SEC and Ripple Labs, the reverberating effects it's going to have. And I read an article this morning, and it wasn't necessarily from a crypto site. It was from Forbes, and it was extremely fascinating. I think I'm kind of starting to see a path for victory for Ripple. I didn't even think that 2 or 3 days ago, but it looks like there's a chance that this could go down as the largest hallmark case in the history of cryptocurrency, in the history of digital assets, maybe even in the history of the SEC. And you guys know, as bad as TJ hates XRP, we all said the other day, the SEC is really the entity that we should really see change from. Now, I could get into, some details of the case between the SEC and Ripple Labs. There's been some new developments going on, which turned out to be pretty good for Ripple. There's a lot of questions about Jay Clayton on his way out and whether he did everything the right way. And one of the biggest things is now Ripple attorney team or law team has been given access to see some internal memos of what the SEC has been saying about XRP for years. And I think this is really big because I think ultimately what we might see, we could see Ripple win. I never in my wildest dreams thought that may be the case. But what we're seeing is the judge over this lawsuit, she is not putting up with any BS from the SEC. And I think that's massively huge. The SEC has came out and said, excuse us, Ripple is the one on trial. And it seemed basically they're saying Ripple's the one on trial, not us. But that is not what we're seeing right now. In reality, the SEC is on trial here. It is on them as the burden of proof to show that Ripple did something wrong. And look, guys, here's the facts. And I've been having this conversation with a lot of people lately. The word cryptocurrency.
He's 110% correct on that. It's not Ripple on trial. It's really the SEC, right? Really the SEC.
Is a bad word. We talked about this over the weekend in my interview with Ellie Gonzalez, talking about, trying to help her get more involved in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and go from a beginner to an intermediate, maybe to an expert at some point. And we discussed this. People have this idea that cryptocurrency is money, but in reality, it's not actually money. You do have some cryptocurrencies that their main purpose is to be money, right? But the word cryptocurrency in general describes way more than just money. We're looking at utility coins. And one of the big arguments the SEC has made against Ripple is that it has no utility. But the judges said, well, look, compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum doesn't look like they've got utility. What is the utility of Bitcoin itself? And they're saying that with XRP, there is utility, whether people are using it or not, as the actual utility it was intended for is a different conversation. But cryptocurrency is property It is not an investment. It is not, anything that would seem to match the securities laws. The SEC is on trial. The Securities Act of 1933 is on trial. And what we may see, it's starting to look a lot more likely.
I hope you all caught that. He said the Securities Act of 1933 is on trial. So again, this is where your regulation is going to come in, your concrete understanding, because again, banks, JP Morgan already, they're into this, some more stabilization in the United States. You know that the Fed coins or digital dollars are going to unveil, if you've been following me, in July, and Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, if he was on the previous live stream, is set to testify April next week on the 14th, right? Big things happening, people. The question is, are you positioned? So 1933 securities has to be revamped, because again, in 1933 is when the United States first went bankrupt. That's what you all don't know. That's when all countries first went bankrupt. The United States have been bankrupt before, and our countries were bankrupt. So this has to be revamped, because from the 1933 bankruptcy, then the 1944 Bretton Woods agreements came in, which made the United States dollar the world reserve currency, or the world accepted currency. Mika Thompson, thank you so much. Queen, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you. And now it has to be revamped, where all countries will have their own digital dollar, right? All countries will have their own digital dollars. I saw a post, and I may look that up, that Texas courthouse, I think, is no longer accepting cash. So let me look that up as this video continues to play, to make sure, right? Ms. Jackson on Facebook says she agreed. People will always follow the status quo advice of people like Dave Ramsey, no matter what. That's why we have the rich and the poor. You're so true. The Bible says the poor will always be among us, because some people will never step outside the box, right, and take the necessary actions or risks to attain wealth. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Yes, the Security Act of 1933 will be revamped. And Low Roller says all the countries are bankrupt since we have the quadrillion. Yeah, just like in 1933, they were all bankrupt then, right? So let's finish listening to this from Bitboy Crypto. It has about 40,000 views already. So
what we might see from this trial is we can end up possibly getting a total overhaul of the 1933 Securities Act, which would be the biggest fundamental change to financial regulation in the United States since 1933, when it was created. Because no one could possibly argue that anyone who created that law had cryptocurrencies and digital assets in mind in 1933. Just wasn't around. There was no intention for what we have now. XRP as a token is property. Cryptocurrency is property. It's not a representation of a share. You literally own it. And I, for one, am so excited at this point about what we might see from this when it comes to XRP, when it comes to the 1933 Securities Act, that I'm starting to think big here. Like, what else could we see from this? What are the large reverberating effects that we're going to have? And to be honest with you, I'm just thrilled about the potential to get some change in the regulation. And we could also see, if that happens, it could negate a lot of changes and a lot of other kind of laws and cases that we've seen in the cryptocurrency space so far. So what am I doing? Well, from this point forward, I am going to be adding XRP to my portfolio. And I think that now it's starting to feel like, and if you've listened to what I've said about XRP over the last 2 months, the risk of the zero, or let me rephrase that, the risk of the death penalty against XRP was higher than the reward of the gains that it could get from XRP going up after the case. But now it's starting to feel like that risk is coming down slightly and the reward is going up. And so from that standpoint, I think that right now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. Maybe if this 1933 digital securities law or the Securities Act 1933 gets changed, who knows? Maybe I don't even have to say I'm not a financial advisor to talk about property, since it's not finances, it's property. But that's a different story. The fact is, right now, it's starting to feel like the risk is coming down, the reward is going up, and I am going to officially be adding some XRP to my portfolio. And whenever we make our next XRP video, or I'm sorry, whenever we make our next portfolio video, we don't know when that'll be, a month or two, you guys will see that in there for sure. So I want to know.
So you have people that sold, maybe they had it in at 25 cents, listen to the credit gurus or, experts. And now they have to buy in at $1. You could have got 4 for the price of 1, or even cheaper at 10 or 11 cents. So I hope. And again, this is still futuristic, but let me show you this article today. Right. All I know is, as of right now, XRP is back at the top 5. It's number 4 spot. You have Binance Coin that's doing this thing. 70% gains on today. For 7 days for XRP, the circulating supply, and look at the volume, people, look at that. It has more volume in the last 24 hours than Binance Coin at number 3, right? So that's the market cap right there in the billions, trillions, as Bitcoin is in the trillions. And, men lie, women lie, as I always say, but numbers do not lie, right? And so I saw this additional article as well. Mighty Minority, congratulations, says, exactly, T. Thompson, cryptocurrency is property. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people think, well, what can I buy? That was the question. What can I buy with Bitcoin? Now you have Tesla coming out, making it more of a use cases. You can get Tesla. Renters in Florida have started accepting Bitcoin as payment. I thought about that notion, that idea. Even Elon Musk is, and then you all, speaking of Dave Ramsey and his philosophy, you know how many Elon Musk, him and Jeff Bezos go back and forth about the richest man or men in the United States, right? But they rent. Don't you think that's something that only the middle class, thrive to be home buyers, but they don't look at the many advantages of the tax breaks of being a rentor, and also from living in the place that you can rent as well, simultaneously. So a lot of the things that you all should really look at what the rich and wealthy do, right? And definitely not what the middle class is doing. Okay. So let me read some comments real quick, and we'll get on these XRPs. Price could boatload higher, or, Low Roller says all the countries are bankrupt since we have. Okay, I read that already. Uranus was in Taurus in 1933 for 7 years, like it is now for a whole financial reset. You're talking about the what is it called? I can't think about it. The stars, the sign. Yeah. So Millionaire, you have to fill me in more about what does that mean with that. That's kind of over my head some. So let me know. Qcoin coin is doing great today. It is great. XRP may go into hundred of bucks per XRP. Go ahead, 8 Millionaire. Just type it in as much as you can. Explain it to me. Mighty Minority, I have a couple of hundred of XRP from holding and buying some more. Glad I held. I'm glad you held as well. And you're right again, Queen. cryptocurrency is property. You can't look at like, well, what can I buy with it? When you have an asset, actually like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, you don't want to buy anything with it, right? That's why people are accepting it as rent payment, right? So um, XRP has rallied of 50% so far this week for a market cap value of 37 billion, right? So Ripple and again, people, Ripple and XRP are separate, right? Ripple is the company based out of San Francisco, right? Has a CEO, employees, etc. XRP is the currency. Whether Ripple is sued or not, XRP will stand, right? It will stand. So it is saying that a XRP token rally may have just started. Sorry about that. May have just started. The pattern indicates a boatload higher, meaning new all-time highs. Inverted head and shoulder patterns compromise three price throughs, with the middle one being the lowest, the trend line connecting the high points of two retracements. So a breakout, in other words, or bullish reversal is confirmed once an asset establishes a firm foothold above the neckline hurdle. So this is showing the shoulders, the head, and this is saying, this has been established, right? That strong, that firm foothold above the neckline, right? Strong foothold above the neckline has been established. So then this is the neckline. If you all can see this graph, this has been established, right? So according to the technicals and charts, XRP is on the verge of a breakout. If you know that high of XRP was January the 4th, 2018, it hit its all-time high of $3.30, right? And so it's currently trading at $1,000, right? $1,000, 58% gain for the week. And you all know that it rose above $1 for the first time since March of 2018. So you know where I've always stood, despite what the gurus or what the experts were saying, people that have larger channel followers than me about XRP, right? XRP would be the digital gold back currency for the central banks, and XLM will be for the banks that will last. You can have a lot of commercial banks that will not last. This is why they extended the foreclosure, the housing market crash into 2022. That's all of a part of the plan to go ahead and put to put some of these commercial banks out of businesses, right? So you're going to have the banks like J.P. Morgan. It's just certain names that have always there's been bigger accumulation of wealth, and it won't stop, like J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, Rothschilds. Those families, rich and wealthy families, a lot of people don't know that's where your IRS taxes go to. The Federal Reserve is no federal government than the FedEx truck that delivers your supplies, right? And so that goes to these rich and wealthy families. And XRP is that chosen one, right? Let's read Eighth Millionaire. The Securities Act happened in 1933. So all the big players are making decisions now concerning crypto, JP Morgan, and this is all biblical. Also, Uranus is a disruptive energy along with Taurus. So are you saying that Uranus and Taurus will meet again? There will be a disruptive energy. Something I'm really big on is energy. Right? I'm really, really big on energy. I can do a whole other live stream on that, but I won't. But you all at your own leisure, research 432 hertz, healing music, healing powers, subconscious mind programming, 369, Nikola Tesla, that healing energy, those powers, and all of that. So we'll go way into some place that you all don't want me to go today. So if crypto is property, so of our birth certificates, the dollar is definitely connected to bonds, which is governed sovereign. And 8 Millionaire, our birth certificates is property, right? When you are born, you're sold on the stock exchange for millions of dollars. and you are made a corporation, that's why your names are in all caps. Whenever you receive utility bills, credit card bills, any statements in the mail, all caps, even on your credit reporting, right? All caps. So, many people should ask, well, why in school am I taught to write with both um, small caps and large caps, but your name on any documents is not written that way, right? And so, also, people should question the difference between invoices, right, and statements, because you get statements in the mail from your utility bills, from your credit card bills, from your mortgage, and that's in all caps, but you never get an invoice. Why is that? Because it was paid for beforehand. When the gold was confiscated from the people in 1933, that was already in the debt payment system. However, in order to keep you enslaved, right, they have you do business, that paycheck in all caps, so that you can give the Federal Reserve a portion of your pay, which will increase your labor, make you have bring home pennies on a dollar, 40% or 40 cents out of every paycheck, out of every dollar you earn goes to the Federal Reserve again. And people don't understand, they don't know that. So, yes, invoice versus statements, right? Invoice versus statement. So, if last thing about, because I have some people on here that's making comments that's trying to be deep and they're not, they don't get it. They just rambling everywhere all over the place. This was effective March 15th. Notice that the court will no longer accept cash. That's effective in May 8th next month, May 1st, 2021. This is out of United States Bankruptcy Court, right? So stating that, listen, we accept other forms of payment, but like money order, cashier's check, this is getting you prepared for post office. So you probably want to ask, well, Queen, what about people that don't have smartphones? What about the elderly that may not can adopt a cryptocurrency? It's going to be done by the post office for these people, right? But the whole plan is to get a smartphone in everybody's hands, from the poor to the elderly, so they can make this adaptation. Because when digital dollars, aka Fed coins, come into play, when people understand that this is the only way that I will be able to use it was to download an app, they will have no choice, right, but to accept the new system, the new world order, right? Um, so debtors may only pay by money order or cashier's check, and no personal checks or credit and debit cards will be accepted. No more credit cards, because the credit system is going to be replaced by DeFi financing as well. CFPB, Central Finance Protection Bureau, will be the one credit bureau. A lot of people, question me about that. But listen, if you do your research, the CFPB is the ones that's making the rules about extending foreclosure in 2021. Now, what does the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, that protects you and your credit reporting on the FICO, how can they be in a position to help enforce that ruling? The CFPB is behind it as well. That, hey, we want to extend foreclosures. So, when I'm on here with some of these credit quote gurus, now I see a lot of more credit people talking about crypto. They're switching over because they get it. But then I still have credit people that are still talking about the old way of credit, and that is gone. That is gone. You can have it for the rest of 2021 and 2022. More than likely, you're going to see the CFPB doing more things like this concerning your credit as well, right? As they are talking about extending the foreclosure moratoriums for home buyers, right? So just wanted to bring you all that breaking news. Great graphs for the XRP Army. Great news. still expecting April to be a great month, April and moving forward for the next upcoming months, right? For the crypto world, right? Um, Credit system is a new form of racism. I don't believe that. I'm black. If you have not known, and credit has done me great. I've gotten many assets off of credit. So credit is not racism. It's your lack of knowledge and how to apply it that's preventing you to get richer off credit. And in some cases, it may be your zip code. Maybe your zip code, right? Um, the next court hearing is April the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. Next week, whenever that date is. Oh yes, great, yeah. Reminding me Coinbase IPO, great things going on this week. So for those who still have XRP, right? Who still have XLM, right? Prepare yourselves to be millionaires and billionaires. Prepare yourself, position yourself. And my last words to you all, right? My last word to you all is I understand about these other coins, Safe Moon, I've heard about. Now, I'm all about Dogecoin because of Elon Musk. And if you know his history with PayPal and how he got PayPal on a big platform like eBay, right? Then you can get it. Elon Musk is a visionary. When he says he's putting the Doge on the moon, I believe that's what he's going to do. But all these other coins, be careful. Do your due diligence. Do your research. Because I always tell people all the time, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? Stick to the cryptos, the rivers and lakes that you're used to. Make sure that you have the true assets in your position. Now, if you do get into these coins and you trade out of them, and then you take those gains and get the true assets, right? Just like if you were trading the stock market, if you were trading stocks, you're a day trader or a penny stock trader, then you took those capital gains once you got in and got out, and you went and purchased some rental property or land, a great strategy. But for people and it is so hard to trade cryptocurrency, it is more volatile than the stock market. So I tell you all to be careful and make sure that you know the fundamental coins first. And if you don't know, then invest in the Cash on Crypto report for $75. Go on my website, www.cashoncrypto.com. I have over 30 cryptocurrencies, and you need to know which ones with assurance will have purpose and utility case going into, yes, that's right, TLC, going into 2022, because it's 8,600 cryptocurrencies. Only 1% will make it. Right, only 1% will make it. Okay, someone says they just got into Safe Moon, waiting for a good time to sell. Well, good job. If you're getting in, I'm not saying it's not possible to get those gains, but a lot of times when people have someone showing them how to make those trades, how to get those cryptocurrencies that have those big pumps and get out, you may have to pay someone thousands of dollars to teach you that skill, when there may be money that you can put into tested and true currency that in the long term is going to give you those gains and even higher. So just know what money you have to invest in cryptocurrencies, what time you have to invest, because it is time consuming if you're going to watch those very volatile cryptos. And do you have the time to invest in the knowledge to pay someone else to teach you, right? If you're already not an advanced in the crypto world. Now, if you're an advanced person in the crypto world, then that's great, and you don't have to invest in anyone to teach you these things. But if you are beginner to intermediate, then you may want to secure the securable coins first, right? So I'm signing out. Let me read this last one. You like Elgin Gold, Neo, Cosmos, Atom as well. And that's just you. Most holders in Bitcoin. Hey, it's about 80 to 100 of them will make it, right? Right? So, hello from Atlanta. Thanks for tuning in. You can't go wrong when you choose the right ones. That's all I got to say about cryptocurrency. You can never go wrong by choosing the correct ones. You may get 10% gain on it today, and then you wake up a couple of weeks from now and you're at 1,000% gains. You cannot go wrong in the crypto world choosing the right ones. I'm signing out, you all. It's my second live stream for today on a Friday. So here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit, crypto, and cash flow. Queen out.